Student activists crashed the CSUN freshman convocation on Thursday, September 2nd to silently protest budget cuts to education. Dressed in orange jumpsuits and white masks, they marched through the crowds of freshmen and onto the stage in front of the Oviatt Library, carrying signs to share their message of resistance. Protester and CSUN senior Justin Marks said the group is committed to raising awareness about tuition increases.
And we've printed this flyer educating students, faculty, administrators, and community members about student fee hikes, where our money is going, how CSUN is affected directly, and why our administration doesn't share our burden.
The annual event aims to ceremoniously welcome freshman students to CSUN and motivate them to strive for academic excellence and personal growth as they pursue an undergraduate education. University President Jolene Kester told students to look for extracurricular opportunities and get involved in university life.
Get involved beyond the classroom. Your classroom is only one part of your learning. Be engaged in clubs, organizations, causes. Work to make this a better community.
Kester said the student protesters exemplified one of the important themes of the event.
I think it's wonderful that our students use their voice, as two of the speakers said.
Self-discovery through service to campus and community organizations was encouraged by many of the speakers at the convocation. CSUN 2010 Outstanding Graduate June Kwan told students it was through her attendance at CSUN that she identified what she wanted to do with the rest of her life.
Before CSUN, I didn't know what I loved. I didn't think that college was meant for me. This all changed with one class, and maybe it will for you if you're confused as well.
18-year-old freshman Glenn Probst said he could identify with Kwan's story.
Yeah, I think it was really good because she was in our position, so it makes you realize that you could be in there in 4 years. And
keynote speaker, actress, and philanthropist Holly Robinson Peete talked about her life and how it has led her to use her voice to raise awareness about autism spectrum disorder.
In 1999, around 2 years old, like a needle on the record, my firstborn boy twin, RJ, abruptly stopped responding to his name and making eye contact. What was up? My pediatrician said, oh, he'll grow out of it. He's not good. Don't compare him to his sister. He's just developmentally, boys are different, slower. But I knew. My gut was ringing, I knew. I took a year trying to get a diagnosis for this boy so I could start being proactive to help him out.
Recognizing the lack of resources available to many families affected by autism, Peete and her husband, Rodney Peete, started Holly Rod for Kids, a branch of the Holly Rod Foundation.
Holly Robinson Peete. My son has autism. I'm fighting for him.
This year, Peete competed on the NBC series Celebrity Apprentice, raising nearly $600,000 for her foundation and set a record for the most money ever raised on the show. The topic of autism will have an increased presence on campus this school year, as the freshman common reading is Mark Haddon's award-winning book, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, which explores the disorder through the eyes of a 15-year-old autistic boy. Student groups at freshman convocation included the CSUN Jazz A Band, Associated Students, CSUN Student Athletes, and a cappella group Acasola. The atmosphere of student involvement and speakers was encouraging to freshman Juliet Casillas.
It was actually motivational because I wanted to get involved, but I've never really had the initiative to do it. But this kind of just pushes me to just go out there and do something. So